everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. If this is your first time here, you're welcome, and if you've been here before, thank you very much for coming back. Today's video is on how to look for biomedical scientist jobs in the UK. I have a few videos on how to become a biomedical scientist in the UK, HCPC registration, and any other information that might be useful if you're thinking of becoming a biomedical scientist or medical laboratory scientist in the UK. So if you've not had a look at my previous videos on biomedical sciences or biomedical scientists, kindly have a look. Also, please do not forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and also turn on your notification bell so that you can be notified when I post new videos. Thank you very much. In this video, I'm going to be covering the things you need to do before you apply for biomedical scientist jobs, the types of laboratories that are in the UK, finding employment in England and Wales, finding employment in Scotland, also other platforms to find employment like Indeed and Reed. Before you begin to look for biomedical scientist jobs or before you start applying, you need to have your HCPC registration. This is the Health and Care Professions Council, which allows biomedical scientists to practice in the UK. So you need to have this registration before you can work as a biomedical scientist in the UK. Most employers actually require this before you are appointed or before your application is looked into and before you are invited for interview. Some actually state on the job advert that people without HCPC registration would not be considered. So that's the main thing you need, or that is one of the things you need to become a biomedical scientist in the UK. And to apply for your HCPC registration, you have to have a bachelor's or a diploma in like biomedical sciences or medical laboratory sciences. And also you need to have laboratory experience for you to apply for your HCPC registration. Outside this HCPC registration, you'll be required to meet other conditions like English language test and other conditions. This video is just for you to know how to look for biomedical scientist jobs and where you need to look for these jobs. There are several types of laboratories in the UK with diagnostics, which is public or private. Public is NHS, while private are privately owned laboratories or hospitals that are called laboratories. Then there's research and development, pharmaceutical, forensics, university, and there's also medical research council and veterinary services. It's just to say that not all biomedical scientists work in the diagnostic laboratories. Some other biomedical scientists are employed in other sectors. There are several biomedical scientist employers in the UK. We've got the NHS of England and Wales and Scotland, and we've got some private laboratories like Cellular Pathology Doctors Laboratory, Unilab and Vipat. And also we've got like private hospitals that have their own labs like Northfield, Spire, and also you could get to work with the Royal Air Force. And finally, there's some recruitment agency where you could work as a locum or as a casual worker. So it's not just NHS that employs biomedical scientists in the UK. But the motive of this video would mainly be on the NHS because that's the main employer for biomedical scientists in the UK. To look for biomedical scientist jobs in the UK, and particularly to look for jobs in the NHS, you will search for jobs on the NHS Job website. Now we've got a different NHS England and Wales website and a different website for NHS Scotland. So this is the address for jobs in NHS England and Wales, and also another website for jobs in Scotland. I'll just mention two other websites that actually has all jobs. So whether you're looking for jobs in the NHS or in the private laboratories or with the Royal Air Force, Indeed and Reed are two websites that advertise a lot of jobs irrespective of the sector. So you can also have a look at these two websites. For jobs in England and Wales, the website is www.jobs.nhs.uk, and the website looks like this. So you can just create an account and begin your search for biomedical scientist job, or you can begin your search for jobs then create an account thereafter before you make your application. This is what the website looks like. So you could type in biomedical scientist as your keyword to search for jobs in biomedical sciences. and this will come up with several roles which are available for biomedical scientists to apply. You can see it shows biomedical scientist jobs in different locations and also different specialties. But for a more refined search, you can search with more additional filters. So there's biomedical scientist as your keyword, and I chose Bristol as my preferred location. Then also our medical scientist job as a band 5 or as a band 6, and also as a healthcare scientist. Then also I chose the permanent role and also full-time working pattern. And if you want jobs that are posted within a particular period of time, you can change that just there. For this particular search, using all the filters, there was only one job available, and it's a biomedical sciences job, and it's band 5 or band 6, and it is in cellular sciences. Clicking the title brings us to this window which has more information about the biomedical sciences role. So it tells you where the job is, what the department offers, and also the working hours, the requirements that are needed for you to apply. So you should be an HCPC registered biomedical or clinical scientist with relevant post-registration experience, ideally a specialist qualification in the field of transplantation science. So this is very detailed, and that is how you would know if you should apply for this job, because they are going to give preference to someone that has experience in these fields. So some trusts are able to sponsor biomedical scientists from outside the UK to come work in the UK. So if a job has this offer, then they would state it in the job advert as this, saying Tier 2 certificate of sponsorship. I will come back to this towards the end of the video. So more information about this role we can see at the right hand side, that shows that the job is going to close on the 12th of January and the interview date is going to be on the 18th of January. It also shows you that the job is a permanent full-time working pattern, and also is a band 5 biomedical scientist role, even though they would want to employ someone that's got specialist knowledge in transplantation science, but they would be willing to get a band 5 to fill the post. So these two documents also that you need to read before you make your application are this job description and person specification, and also additional information sometimes are useful in relation to how to fill the application. I would encourage you to read the job description so that you can have an idea of what the job entails, and also the person specification so that you can see how you've met the person specification for the job. If you go through this properly, it would actually help you in the way you write your application and also increase your chances of being offered the job. Now to the job description and person specification. So this basically actually tells you what the job is about, what is required of you, what you will need to do like in your daily activities, and how you will fulfill the role of a biomedical scientist. And also it tells them about the core purpose of the trust and other information to show how the trust is being operated. Then there's some things that are about you. So these are the personal attributes that they require for this role. So we've got behaviors and values, which is like communicating skills, being innovative, being customer focused. Then also the skills and ability that is required to be able to communicate effectively, both verbally and in writing, to be an effective team member, and also to be able to prioritize your own workload. Then there's experience and knowledge of how to use various laboratory analyzers and scientific techniques, and also the qualification and training that are required for the job, which is the HCPC registration and evidence of experience in the particular role. So that was the job description and the person specification for the band 5 role. This is the one for band 6. It usually just requires the individual to carry out more procedures and also to have like a level of responsibility or leadership in the laboratory. So it's the same thing about the behaviors and the values and skills and abilities, and also your experience that is needed, and the qualification and training. So for this also, you have to be HCPC registered, you have to be a science graduate, and also you have to have experience in the laboratory procedures, and also you have to be willing to undertake further trainings and development. So that is just this person specification and also the job description for both roles. For this role, they've given us some additional information which will be useful in your application. So this additional information tells us about the opportunities that you would have for career development as a biomedical scientist working with this trust, and also the terms and conditions that the salary will be a band 5, which is 25 to around 31,000. Then also if you have allowance, the location of your job, the hours of work, the contract's length, and also the leaves you'll be given, and the public holiday, and also the pension. So this is just some useful information about the role. And I guess it will be the same for the band 6, but there will be a difference in the band and also a difference in the pay. As I said earlier, some employers are willing to sponsor biomedical scientists from outside the UK to come into the UK to work. And employers will state in the job adverts like this if they are able to sponsor for the Tier 2 visa. So to apply for this role, you just have to click the apply for this job button, and that will take you to this form where you will fill in your candidate login details if you have already registered. So you just need your email and a password to log in. And if you've not been registered on the website before, you would need to provide your email address with which you can register to apply for this job. This concludes how you would look for jobs on the NHS website for England and Wales, and how you would register to make your application. So now I would proceed to what the application in Scotland looks like. For applications in Scotland, you just need to go to the NHS Scotland Jobs website. So this is different from Scotland. This is jobs.scot.nhs.uk, and you can search by inputting biomedical scientist as your job role, and that will bring up current roles that are available in Scotland. So currently there are 14 jobs available in Scotland. So for you to have a more specific search, you can actually search at a particular trust. So I've chosen Greater Glasgow and Clyde, for example. Then I have chosen the job type to be healthcare science. Then also I would just input biomedical scientist as my keyword for the job search. So in Greater Glasgow and Clyde, there are only 7 jobs available, and this is for biomedical scientists and also for like more senior roles like technical managers. For the biomedical scientist role, it's in the hematology and blood transfusion science department of Queen Elizabeth University Hospital, and it's a band 6 role, which is permanent and also full-time role. So this works for 7 days a week, 24-hour shift in operation, and also some other information in relation to the application. With this advert comes 3 documents which are quite important for the application. So the first one is the job description, the second one is the person specification, and the third one is the candidate information pack. One is encouraged to read through all these documents to have a full understanding of the role. So this is the job description, and it shows you information about the job and the purpose of the job, the organizational position, the scope and range of the job, and also the main duties and responsibilities of the biomedical scientist. So this document contains a lot of information: health and safety, equipment, machinery, decision judgments, physical skills, and all other information that you might find useful. The second document is a person specification, which is actually what the employer is looking for in their employee. So some criteria are essential, while there's a particular desirable criteria. Usually, employers would only employ someone that meets all these essential criteria. So it is best for you to look through this and make sure that you actually meet these criteria. While the last document is the guidance notes for applicants. So this is particular to this trust. It's the Greater Glasgow and Clyde Trust. So it is just an information to their applicants on what they need to do before they apply, or on how to apply for this particular role. One section of this guidance note that I would like to talk about is the right to work in the UK for individuals coming from outside the United Kingdom. So this job actually states that anyone that is coming from outside the UK, excluding the Republic of Ireland, will need permission from the UK Visa and Immigration to work in the UK, and may also need entry clearance before traveling here. Though this rule says this about the right to work in the UK, it does not specifically state that this role will be sponsored. So one will need to contact this trust directly to find out if this role will be sponsored before you make your application, if you do not have the right to work in the UK. While the last part is just about criminal record, data protection legislation, and also declaration before you submit your application. To apply for this role, you just click the apply for job button, and that will take you to this page where you will need to register if you're a new candidate or log in if you're a returning candidate. After which you can confirm that you've read and understood how the NHS would store and use your information. So this is how you register your details: by giving your title, your first name, your last name, your postcode, number, email address and password. And also, if you're currently employed by NHS Scotland, then you can give your consent again, then save and continue with your application. So this is just how you apply for the jobs in NHS Scotland. To search for job on Indeed website, so you just search for Biomedical Scientist Jobs. If you have a preference for location, you can input that here and search for these jobs. So one thing about Indeed is that it gives you all the jobs available irrespective of the sector. So you can get jobs in the hospital or in the university or in the industry. So you just need to contact the employer and find out if they offer tier 2 sponsorship. So the next one is read.com, and it's also similar to Indeed for jobs. So just type in what you're looking for, which is Biomedical Scientist Jobs. It shows biomedical scientist roles as contractors that work on a paid per hour, and also other permanent roles which you can apply for. So that concludes this video on how to look for biomedical scientist jobs in the UK. Thank you very much once again for watching this video. Please, if you've not checked other biomedical sciences video that I have in my channel, kindly have a look at this video so you can get some other information about applying for jobs in the UK. Thank you very much once again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.